unit operation or the validity of the qualification should also be specified. And any deviation, any description of any validation protocol exception with confirmation that this has no impact on the validity of qualification should also be established. Rest is the PPQ documentation, and we will not go deeply inside. It's just the standard content for the process validation protocol, including objective, scope, background, the validation strategy, supportive documentation, responsibility, team formulation and team training, the description of the manufacturing process and the control strategy, the determination of what is critical and what is non-critical quality attribute and process parameter, defining and detailing your sampling plan and schedule, testing, acceptance criteria, and finally, deviation and action toward them. And after execution of the process performance qualification batches, so it comes the validation report. And in the report, we discuss and cross-reference all the aspects mentioned in the protocol, summarize the data collected and analyze them to get confidence about the process performance, evaluate any unexpected observation and additional data not specified in the protocol, summarize manufacturing non-conformities, if any, describe in sufficient detail corrective action and changes those can be made. And the most important part is to set a clear conclusion as whether data indicate that the process met the conditions, that the overall performance shows sufficient control, and whether the process is considered in a state of control. So the process validation report shall end with a clear capability statement based on the statistical evaluation that to what confidence level the PPQ batches have a confidence that it met the specification criteria. After successful process performance qualification, manufacturer can take the commercial distribution decision and continue to monitor the manufacturing activities and continue to monitor the commercial product to have assurance that the process remain in a state of control and to detect any undesired process variability. So here you use a lot of statistical tools to analyze the process data related to product quality to establish and re-evaluate the pre-established acceptance criteria. So after the performance qualification batches, based on the capability assessed in the process qualification, there is an established alert limits that may trigger signals. But in this stage, in stage 3, we recalculate the limits after the process got more mature to ensure that the calculated limits are actually reflecting the process, the real process performance. And the graphs are showing a real situation where the product variability and the baseline of the process starts to shift. So the process variability are decreasing and the process baseline or mean is actually shifting after the process gets mature. So in this step, there is a timely detection of process drift and ongoing feedback about product performance and process maintenance. Along the continued process verification, we should collect data, assess them, and monitor. Continuously monitor what is critical to quality attributes. So we assess risk due to changes in process or measurement behavior. In this monitoring plan, we shall select what type of data to be collected. It's not that we will collect all available data. We should avoid meaningless monitoring. And so, based on the risk, what type of data should be collected? Certainly, critical quality attributes, critical material attributes, those process parameters, those have a significant impact on the critical quality attributes should be collected. And we should determine how often it should be reviewed based on the risk, based on the variability pattern and understanding of this variation gained from the previous stages. And how does the process respond to the change? Is it robust enough, producing a product that meets the product specification even with certain variation? Is there identified process trend? Is the process shifting? Is the process well established and highly capable? So the normal operating limits, upper control limits and lower control limits are significantly away from the specification limits. All these risks actually influence the monitoring plan and the amount of the data to be collected and analyzed. The most important benefit of this goal that we do timely assessment. We do not wait for a large pool of the data, like using the analysis on periodic reviews. Every batch is timely assessed and to see if the process is remained and maintained in a state of control or not. Stage 3 is divided into stage 3A, where we have an enhanced sampling. It's a short-term stage. The main goal of this stage is to show evidence that the process is capable, stable, consistent, and remained controlled in a more amount of data collected during commercial production. So the preliminary limits are established from the PPQ data. Yet as the process is not mature enough, these limits may not be as adequate as should be. And from the graph, you can see that these acceptance limits or process limits may not reflect the actual variation of the process. And with the time, with the increased number of manufacturing batches, you can see that the variation decreased, and these are the coming up with the internal limits for trending that reflects the real variation of the process. So we may update the limits, we may review the parameters and update the risks based on real variability, and we may go for enhanced control strategy, monitoring data frequency process in response to changes and identify trends. In this stage 3A, it's recommended to continue monitoring and sampling of the critical process parameter and critical quality attributes at the level similar or comparable to what has been established and implemented during process performance qualification stage. It should continue until there is no residual knowledge gap, which means that the manufacturer has data available which is sufficient to estimate significant variability, and there is a strong statement of control reproducibility and capability, so we can build confidence on the process capability. And in this stage, we interpret signals and shifts that trigger reaction, yes, This reaction should include investigation and assessment to ensure whether this will impact the critical quality attributes and may have risk on the patient or not, and accordingly to decide whether we need to update our control strategy and continuous process verification plan or not. So we remain at the same level of heightened sample and monitoring till we build that confidence and till we build an enough knowledge about the process. After we gain this knowledge, we can justify that we will go to the routine and reduce testing before starting stage 3B for the routine monitoring. And this data-driven decision is based on the process performance and based on the capability of the process. So if we see the graph, for the capability with the CP and CPK, with the violet line, reduced testing will not be appropriate. Actually, this product variation is outside the lower specification limit and upper specification limit. And for the yellow line normal curve, where the capability is approximately 1.3, we can go for reduced testing and routine monitoring. The more we have centered, the more we have clustered data, the more we have less variability between the tested units and less variability between batch to batch. And the more we have, the higher we have a CPK value, which means that the specification limits are significantly wider than the internal control limits of the process, the more we are confident and we can go to the routine reduced testing. In the routine continuous process verification, it's long-term, it never ends. As long as the production continue, this monitoring scheme will continue. It's based on statistical process control with established alerts and with established out of control testing. It gives a more proper understanding about variation and trends. In this stage, after 3A, we have established the limits based on long-term process monitoring based on significant amount of data. So these limits shall not be updated unless clearly investigated. So avoid based on this process performance to update limits that may mask drift or special causes of variation. Any signal, any statistical signal or out of control sign is a yellow flag. It's not indicating, not necessarily indicating that the process is out of control, but it should trigger a response. And this response and reaction should involve investigation and assessment of this signal, whether this signal indicates an impact on critical process parameter, critical quality attributes or not. And consequently, the decisions based on this risk assessment. And from the trends, we can identify opportunities for continuously improving the process. So if we see that as a common causes of variation, the variation is reduces, we can standardize the conditions where the process variation is minimized. We can introduce new controls that improve the process capability. So it's a great opportunity for continuous improving by analyzing and get an inference from